Aloha, this is Megan from Vitality Wellness, and it's Fitness Friday again. So every Friday I'm going to post a video that will explain in more detail an exercise or a posture to give you a better understanding of how to do the exercise safely, how to do the exercise well, and why you should do the exercise, i.e. the benefits of it. And the better you do it, the more benefits you get. The more benefits you get, the more likely you're gonna do it again, right? So that's what I'm hoping these videos can do for you. And today I wanted to dive into the plank. And the plank is one of those exercises that we can really learn to love, but we might not like it at first. And that's because it's really challenging. But you know how life is. The more challenging it is, the more benefit we get, and the more we should do it. I know. It's one of those things, right? But it's really good for you because it allows you to train your core musculature in a neutral position. So the core muscles are so much more than just your abdominals. When we think of core exercises, oftentimes we just think of crunching exercises that are specifically targeting the rectus abdominis and the oblique muscles, and we need to go further inside than that. We need to go into the transverse abdominis, which wraps our torso like a corset. We need to go into the muscles that are in between the vertebrae of the spine, the multifidus and the rotatories, and we need to go to the glutes because they stabilize the pelvis and the lower part of your spine, and we need to go into the legs and the inner thighs. So the core muscles are so much more than just your abs. That's why plank exercises are awesome, because they invigorate all of those muscles and they help your body work as a cohesive whole rather than trying to just isolate. So that is why you should incorporate more plank exercises. And well, that's one of the many reasons why, but it helps you really get a sense for what a neutral spine is and learn to hold that and activate the muscles that engage that more and more. And so what we're gonna do today is give you a sense for how to do that properly. So when you do it, a lot of times people will complain, oh, it hurts my lower back. And that means that we haven't found a neutral position in the lower back yet. And so we really need to focus on lifting the frontal hip bones. So those are the bones right on the front of your pelvis that you can feel when you wrap your hands around your waist. So we do need to have these level front to back, because otherwise if they are dropped forward, then your butt is going to be sticking up in the air. So if I drop my frontal hip bones forward, my butt is sticking up, and see how curved out I am in my lower back. Whereas if I pull them up all the way, then I'm rounded in my lower back, and that's not ideal either. So we need to find a position that's somewhere in between. So we want to move in a little bit, arch, and then round. So we want to find what's called a flat back, or a tabletop position, or a neutral spine. So you're going to lift in and up through the lower points of your hips and pull in and up through your lower ribs, and then come down onto your elbows. So you're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. You're going to bring your hips down just a little bit until you feel your abdominals engage, but not so much that you feel compression in your lower back. So we're going to tuck our chin a little without our head dropping forward, but press up through the base of your skull. So this is a great spot to start at. This is an 8-pointed plank, 2 hands, 2 elbows, 2 knees, 2 feet. But if you want to make it more challenging, then you can lift up through your lower belly and stretch your legs straight back. So that's a great way to start, because then you are really training the muscles of your core musculature in a nice long position, and see how that feels. So we start at about 10 seconds, but the gold standard for plank is 2 minutes. I know that seems like a long time, but if you are walking around upright all day, you should be able to hold plank for 2 minutes, because you're probably round upright more than that for a long time during the day. So we do want to start to engage these muscles in this really powerful way, in this powerful position, because this is neutral spine. In yoga, we call this mountain pose, or dandasana, when we're seated, so that we're really learning to hold our spine long and strong. So danda is the Sanskrit word for staff. So that's where we get the name plank from the yoga pose Dandasana, because we're holding ourselves in this uplifted position, right? We're uplifted, we're awake, we're long, we're really aware of holding our posture. And so we want to be aware of how we're holding our posture when we train our core muscles. We don't want to do things sloppily. Your body doesn't want to be trained in a sloppy manner. You want to be precise. So if it starts to hurt your lower back, then take a break. Reset. Chances are you've dropped your abdominals. So you want to pull up through your abdominals and engage like you're trying to tighten up a nice tight pair of pants. And then as you do that, you maintain a continued breath. So that is today's Fitness Friday exercise, the plank. I am more than happy to show you many different variations of this plank exercise if that is not challenging enough for you, but it's also really important for us to go back to basics so that we can really get the fundamentals of these exercises down to a T. So give it a go. Try for 2 minutes and see how it goes. Maintain a neutral spine and a normal breath. I almost made up a new word there, but so that you can see if you can keep it continuous and fluid throughout. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Aloha, namaste.